Welcome back!
Straight from the Fridge, episode 2 of our review series, where we take an album that we have some sort of history with, I guess, or whatever random album, and we talk about it.
That's right. And this episode has got to be one of my absolute favorite. It's compilation, but it's kind of an album.
Yeah, it's an awesome compilation. It kind of brings together the best of a certain time period, let's just say.
It does, and it's basically this band's prime output.
I don't know why we're being coy, because the episode was in the title of the video.
Right, so
you already know what album it is.
Who are we fooling? Let's do the dramatic lean forward. Black Flag, the first 4 years.
The only 4 years that you really need.
Pretty much.
For those who don't know, this is Black Flag prior to Rollins joining the band. And in my opinion, was better in a lot of ways, in every way really.
Yeah.
Before Rollins joined the band.
Oh, I see. Is this where the young elitist hipsters take on the ancient, dodgy, in the way types?
Not to rip into Rollins, this isn't going to be a Rollins rip fest, but
I do like Damage, but even Rollins said that this is his favorite Black Flag album.
And we agree with Rollins.
Yeah, so basically this is a Rollins thumb up.
So on this you have the Nervous Breakdown EP, you have the Six Pack EP, and the
Jealous Again
EP.
And then there's, I think Louie Louie was a single as well.
Yeah, and Damage I was the B-side of that single, I believe. And the rest are just kind of taken from...
There's some comp tracks.
The meat of it is those 3 EPs and then, things here or there. But we'll start with the beginning. The Nervous Breakdown EP, which is the first 4 songs in this one, has my personal favorite singer. I'm pretty sure it's Chris's favorite Black Flag singer.
It goes back and forth.
Does it?
It does.
Okay, well, for me it's Keith Morris.
Keith Morris, the man, the myth, the legend, singer for Circle Jerks.
Yep.
After this and Off, which actually, just off camera, I'm looking at the Off box set.
Yep.
But he definitely had one of those like classic punk rock snarls.
He did, and he had that like California accent that would kind of seep through in his singing.
Right.
We're not moving the way that we're supposed to be moving.
There's some outtakes to this stuff on the Everything Went Black compilation as well. Under the name, he went under the name of Johnny Bob Goldstein, which if you read his book, he kind of talks about why he went under that name. But yeah, so Keith for me is, I go back and forth.
I'm surprised, because me and you have always championed Keith Morris.
I know, he's a great singer, but I don't know, I like Dez, which we will get to in a minute. Dez occasionally just he hits home runs for me.
You know what, actually I like all 3 singers. Well, there's 4 singers on here, but I like the 3 major singers on this album.
Yeah, we're not going to include Chuck, even though the Duke is awesome.
Yeah.
The man can't sing.
Getting back to the Keith Morris era here, all 4 of these songs are pretty good. Fix Me is maybe my favorite Black Flag song.
And also, every time I hear Fix Me, I think of the Zero skateboard video.
Yeah.
Misled Youth. Jim Greco uses that part, and Jim Greco was a hero of mine and Mark's.
Greco's the man.
So, Jim, if you're magically watching this, we love you.
Nervous Breakdown's a great song, too.
Yeah, they're all great. Probably, I've Had It is probably my least favorite, but it's still great, it's just...
Wasted's classic.
It's a killer single, is what it is. It's 4 songs. Well, it's an EP, I guess, but...
Well, the great thing about this whole album is that it's got to be less than 30 minutes, because each song is like a minute and a half to 2 minutes. And it just flies by, this entire album. And it just like...
But that was kind of the era when you could do like a minute song, like I think it's the Adolescents, who did the song Amoeba, where like it's like a minute long, but it's like amazing, like it's a perfect minute, so.
But you don't even have enough time to really get bored of the song. It's already on to the next song and the next song, and there's enough hooks in each of these songs to kind of keep you going. So this album is a quick listen. and it flies by for me whenever I listen to it.
I think you hit on something else as well. Is that in an era where it was supposed to be destroying music, a lot of these guys were into like classic rock, and the hooks in some of these songs, as much as they're destroy everything, they're like classic rock hooks.
Yes.
Like, I can't go to work, dun dun, my boss is a jerk, like it just.
Well, they were trying to kind of craft those songs in a way, but they didn't have the necessary abilities at the time, so they're kind of just doing what they can with the spirit that they have and the stuff and the talents that they have, right?
And what spirit it was.
Oh, hell yeah. The next four songs, I guess.
After that is the Jealous Again EP, I guess. And again, a Chavo or a Ron Reyes. He did have a time for me where he was my favorite.
I like his vocals a lot. Actually.
It's the decline of the Western civilization era of the Black Flag, and he just has a snarl to him, like just something about his voice.
To me, he's a bit like Keith, only he's a bit more higher pitched, but it's in the same vein as Keith. It kind of sounds like he was trying to be Keith in a lot of ways, but he has his own unique style too, which I dig his style a lot. And like you said, those, especially the live performances that you see in The Decline of Western Civilization, are awesome, and they pump you up.
Also, as far as I know, I don't think he was a singer prior to this. I know he was into it. He was in a band called The Happy Tampons, I think, but I think he played like guitar or something. I don't think he sang.
I don't know. I'm not too sure about what he did prior to Flag,
but he might have been in Red Cross as well or something. But yeah, I don't know. His vocals are killer. The fact that he sang the song White Minority, I find, like
as a Hispanic heritage guy.
A lot of people at that time apparently pointed the finger at like, oh, you're racist, but it's Puerto Rican guy singing the song, so I think there was a bit of tongue in cheek with that.
But I like these songs a lot. Like Revenge is one of my favorite Black Flag songs.
No Values.
Yeah, like
they're all good. Yeah, it's classic. Like that. That's like basically side one. Aside from You Bet We've Got Something Personal Against You.
We'll get to that.
Which is Chuck, the bass player, on vocals. Is just perfect. It's a perfect side of like a punk rock.
It's awesome. And it's crazy that these 9 songs are on the first side of the record.
Yeah,
that's how fast these things are going. These things are blitzkrieg.
It's like the Ramones.
Yeah.
How the first 3 albums, they're just like classic after classic after classic, and then as time kind of got on, there was a little bit of filler. As we'll get to side 2, there's a couple that are kind of.
I would also touch on Greg's guitar tone, especially on these first 2 EPs. I love that guitar tone he had. Just
right.
Like, it's not too heavy either. Like the distortion isn't over the top. It's not like some crazy like metal distortion or it's over the top. It has like this like hollowness or something to it that I really like.
And I don't know if it was the Dan Armstrong guitar he was playing because it's like a lucite, like clear plastic, or I think he also built his own speaker cabinets.
Was it? Yeah.
I think so.
But he did have like this unique kind of tone, especially those first 2 EPs.
Yeah, and it doesn't really sound like anybody else. His guitar. It sounds like Black Flag.
So after those 2 EPs, we get the You Bet We've Got Something Personal Against You, which is the one that Chuck sang, as we stated. And it's okay. It's probably the least favorite song.
It's funny,
You bet I've got something personal against you.
It's just like
him yelling.
It's just him screaming, really. It's all right, It's probably my least favorite song, I would say.
I'm not gonna say that because that's probably my least favorite. But we'll get to that in a sec here. After that, you get in a 6-pack, which again,
Clocked In.
What's that?
Clocked In. The Des era, though.
So Clocked In is amazing. Yeah, the whole Des era for me fights to be my favorite. Like TV Party, the single of the EP is not on this, which I actually have. I should be holding it up right now. But Des just has this like crazy like roughness.
Yeah.
Like there's no grace in his singing, and there's no sneer that was had by the first 2 singers. Instead, it's just like raw guttural power.
Yeah.
You know, like they called him the Gator for a reason.
But it also it fits so well with Greg's guitar. It's just like they complement each other a lot, I think. And he does. He has that like deep kind of growl to him. I think he stepped it up a little bit more in that sense than the first two singers. So I think they kind of were a bit higher, maybe a bit higher pitched, or trying to get a little bit higher. And he was just kind of straight. I'm gonna go for the goods and get the growl.
Whereas the first two had the sneer. There's also kind of like a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing. Whereas like Dez is just fucking angry. You know, like Dez is mad. And he's getting it. I've actually saw Dez play with Flag, which is the reunited Black Flag, and Keith and Dez sang, and Dez still has it, as does Keith. Like the whole band was amazing, one of the best shows I've ever seen. But like Dez is still that guttural, you know, man, I can't even do it.
But I think this era also really paved the way for the Rollins era.
But girlfriend, you've changed. The 1,000-yard stare you've acquired in the last couple of years says lonely nights, too much wine, and insecurity about the future of your career. Where to now, my sweet fascist?
But the Six Pack, to get back on topic here, that's one of my favorite songs by them too. It's just kind of, it has a good sense of humor, I think, too, in a way. But it's just an awesome song. Like, I always loved the line, I got $25 and a six pack to my name.
$35.
35? Oh, whatever. But that line is a killer. I love that.
I've lived that line.
And at the end, he just says, fuck it, make it a case, which is, that line always kind of made me laugh, too. But it's a killer song.
My favorite of all the eras and the songs has got to be their version of Louie Louie.
Yeah.
In a band that we were in called the Shivs, I rewrote the lyrics to Louie Louie, just like they did on this. Because basically, I thought every band worth their salt had to like do a version of Louie Louie. Like the Stooges did a version, Black Flag did a version.
Well, there's that compilation we saw a couple weeks ago where it's just Louie Louie and all the different bands who had covered it. And Black Flag was the version was actually on there.
If I had planned better, I would hold that up right now because I own it. But
oh, you bought it?
No, I've owned it for ages.
Oh,
yeah.
And but also like it's also a tradition for us. We've been playing that song for like 15, 20 years, and primarily influenced off this Black Flag version.
That's probably my favorite. It's funny, it's a cover. I love all of side ones, but I don't know, that Louie Louie is like the perfect punk song, and it's played perfectly on this. Then you will get into the song before Louie Louie and after. Now the song Machine.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's just.
It reminds me a lot of the You Bet We Got Something Personal Against You. It's in the kind of similar vein, I think.
If you could take two songs off this record, Machine and Damaged One, would definitely be the two that I would take off.
Damaged One I would probably just take off altogether. Machine, although I know what you're saying, I kind of do dig it in a way because like we quote it, you know, frequently.
I think we quote it because it's hilariously bad. Like you know,
I'm not a machine.
Machine. You know, just. And yeah, it's actually usually one that I usually skip because it's just. I'll skip to Louie Louie and then just stop the record.
You know what? And Louie Louie would have been such the perfect closer for this album. I don't know why they didn't close it with Louie Louie.
Well, because there was a few other tracks from this era they had to throw on.
I know, I understand that Damaged Eye was the B-side to Louie Louie, but I don't know, like, let's just close it with Louie Louie, even if you have to put the other one up before it.
Or, like, put the other two tracks on, like, a 45 so you don't have to play it.
Yeah.
Separate 45. But, overall, like, this is the definitive, in my opinion, California punk album. And, many years ago, I bought it on CD.
Me as well.
And it took forever to come in because I ordered it, and it was like insanely expensive.
I think I paid like $30-something.
It was like $35 to import it to Canada.
But it was awesome. It was worth every penny.
Yeah, I waited like 4 or 5 months for it to come in, and then I just played it nonstop. And then now it's hilarious because in this day of the internet that we have, so I bought this at a brick and mortar store. I got my copy for $12.99.
I got mine for $14.99 apparently, so you got a better deal than
I did get a better deal,
but
the receipt's still in mine.
You know what? I remember buying this album and on the way to high school and stuff, I played in my CD Walkman back then. And this used to just pump me up just to get through the day at school and everything.
Skateboarding. Like,
skateboarding.
When we were skateboarding, this was in my head. You know, these songs are just classics.
Yeah, so I have a deep love for this album. I always will. I'll never get sick of this album. I could always put it on and spin it anytime. It's just a masterpiece, really. Like the way they just took those first few EPs and the songs they did. It was a great idea to have it all in one go. And I think you should check it out, especially if you are a fan of the Rollins era. And you want to dig a little bit deeper on Black Flag, definitely check it out.
Or if you're just getting into punk, really.
Or
like,
punk,
because like there are some classics like By the Germs and The Adolescents and there's a whole lot of bands, but I mean basically Ground Zero should be this album here. And it's killer straight up. The fridge score on this one for me is a 10.
Oh, I didn't think about the score. I completely forgot.
Hey, we have to do it.
Oh man, a 10. I don't know if I can give it a 10, but I'll give it a. I'll stick with my theme of decimal numbers.
All right.
I'll give it a 9.3. That's what I'll give it.
Oh, okay. You're taking off points for machine and damage.
I can't give it a 10. Like I don't even know if my favorite album of all time could get a 10 because it's hard for me to say an album is perfect. But it's as close to perfect as you can probably get.
I don't really like buy into that where like there's no album's perfect. Fuck it. I know people like like fuck you. It's a 10.
All right. Well, you got a different philosophy, I guess.
That's right. So this is the last podcast that we'll do because I can't trust this guy anymore.
The show's over now. Thanks for watching the 2 episodes.
Yeah. But anyway, go buy Black Flag. Killer album.
And it's cheap. Like you can get it for $13, $14. Pick it up.
I'm sure in the States it's probably like $1. Like I don't know.
For free.
People in America get stuff so much cheaper than we do in Canada. But fucking buy it.